why do these politicians always try and take the people for granted? Why? Charlie, the people must rise up. The people must rise up. The youth of Ghana, move for NDC and MPP and Tunchen. And for once for your future, come together as young people. Because look, these politicians, they don't give a fuck. F-U-C-K. You know, today I'm gonna let it fly. Into Sebi. They don't give a hoot. A hoot. They don't give a fucking hoot about your future. They don't. For someone like Nana Addo Dankwa-Akufo-Addo, the man who said, I didn't come into politics to make money. If I want to make money, I'm a businessman. I make money in the private sector. How can somebody like that? How can Nana Addo Dankwa-Akufo-Addo, even if you say you increase your salary, for the sake of your conscience and what you said, say you want to protect the public purse, why can't you say no? Why can't you say no? Even if it is your privilege to have it. Especially during this very difficult period of COVID. A lot of people, they've lost their jobs. A lot of people are still struggling. And then you shut down your bloody conscience and allow one useless salary something committee or body, some of those useless committees and review whatever nonsense we have in Ghana. Also, Tibon Kosovo, they will not say no, this is not right. And then they increase your salary from 29,000 to 40,000. Why? With your conscience, what is the extra 11,000 going to do to your 77-year-old life? What is it going to do for you? You're an old man. What is that going to do for you? What is that going to do for you, a 77-year-old man? Charlie, you surprise most of us. You shock us too much. Maybe Boni Ferry, I've tried to criticize you, but very, very cautious of my choice of words. But Charlie, you don't respect any of us, Nanado. You don't know us, so you don't respect us. So why should we even accord you the same respect anymore as a person? Not as a president, but as a person. Boni Ferry and Romano, Charlie, they've all disappeared. They've disappeared. They've disappeared. Because Unitima. Look, words are cheapo. It is the actions of a man that reveals the content of their hearts and minds. Words are cheap. It is the actions of a man that reveals the content of their hearts and minds. Words are cheap. It is the action or actions or inactions of a man that reveal the content of their heart and mind. Now, you want to fucking pay your wife? You serious? Is this a joke? Why not go that soon say that phone? You a bloody public servant or civil servant, whatever you want to call yourself. You are paid on the bloody taxpayers' money. You are elected official of the people of Ghana, a servant of the bloody Ghanaian people. Through their sweat and blood, they pay taxes to bloody pay you as a public servant. That is what you said. If anybody wants to make money, they should go to the private sector. If you want to come and work with me in my government, it is what is written on the tin. Public service. Bloody public service. You're a public servant. Why should your wife be paid? Why should your wife be paid on the taxpayers' money? Your wife is not an official of the country. Your wife is not. Meanwhile, they bloody get the benefit of a president's wife and the vice president's wife. Why should your wife and the vice president's wife be paid by the taxpayer? Why? They're enjoying a lot of benefits. They run NGOs, they get money from public purse. I'm sure they are being paid even more than the money that you are. Why? Why is this kind of greed, Grano? It is annoyingly madness. Why should you do that? Where did you go and sleep and woke up and think, said, this is a good idea? To fucking get your wives paid on the taxpayers' money. Jesus Christ. What's going on in Ghana? Your wives, the vice president and the president's wives, are the elected officials of the state. Just say, Ube president, Namuko politics, you want to be treated as royalty? Look at the kind of retirement package presidents, ex-presidents of Ghana have already. Upon that, you want your wives to have the same package when you leave office? Being paid? What the fuck? Charlie, Ghana for, don't behave as if you're timid. Seriously, don't behave as if you're timid. Because MPP and NDC, they fucking taking you to the cleaners. Look at Ofriata to Nyachum. Ofriata Nyachum. He's such a big hypocrite. Me won't be that way as him. Or ya know so many Bible, not the Bible, no go to Bible. Stupidly, left, right, center. When people are losing their jobs and money is hard to come by, you are gonna buy these feckless MPs of Ghana using 40 million plus Ghana cities to buy them 4x4s. What for? MPs no only car on uses here. Do you know what 40 million Ghana cities can do to small and medium-sized businesses in Ghana? In all these constituencies. In the 275 constituencies now, Okwa got 275 4x4s. These feckless MPs, most of them, they go to parliament the whole year, maybe the whole 4 years. Only one no anchor, bakumpo during the 4 years. Charlie, you guys are taking the people for granted, the people of Ghana. But the youth are becoming savvier. And I know the kind of backlash that this is going to cause. I don't think no. These days, you see, when you push people who have got nothing to lose to the wall, you pin them to the ground, you're choking them, you're choking them. They have to fight back. They have got nothing to lose, that their lives. So the bloody must fight back. They have to fight back. They can't just allow you to choke them without fighting back. You step on their neck, they'll fight back. They will fight back. Charlie, when the youth rise up and they start fighting back, you got nowhere to hide. Honestly, because the more you see, you're pretending as if you don't know what can happen. I mean, I refuse no Mahama Kaya I refuse Ghana also, right from the top to the bottom. And Mama is even part of the problem. Mahama Mama is on the salary of Nanado. He's enjoying his royalty retirement package. I'm very sure he doesn't really want to say much about this, because if Nanado does it, Mahama enjoys it as well. What does it? He enjoys it as well. The wife enjoys it as well. So it is a cartel. MPP and NDC is a cartel, right? And they are not more than 10,000 people. Those who are benefiting from all these things. They are not more than that. We have 30 million plus people. NDC, MPP, core supporters, they will not be more than 1 million. Core supporters. They will not be more than 1 million. There is a 30 million plus people there. Charlie, don't allow a handful of these cartel, create, loot and share people who go into politics to take the country to the cleaners. They make noise outside, behind closed doors. They plan and take the country to the cleaners. They pat themselves at the back. Then they laugh at the people. They think you, the voters, you are stupid. That's what they think. They don't deserve your divine... They don't have the divine right for your votes. That's what I want to say. Punish MPP and NDC. If you want to save this democracy, punish them at the polls, voters. Start thinking. When you so much drink, I drink na nyankopon de mama no. Memo being fa 50 Ghana cedis, 100 Ghana cedis, and matches box no. No fembe dadao. Stop allowing these Samia Okunum ne, Nana Binum, all these people that they are bloated and they don't know what to do with themselves. Deceive you, say youth. Don't allow them to use you. Don't allow them to use you anymore. Don't allow MPP or NDC to use you anymore. NDC for say on your youth, your friends saying, youth leaders, then, youth organizer, or then your friends saying, the mobile, it's for the youth, NDC youth. How many youth were there? I want, on 2 million every day. They penny buy in penny for only be no bed, your friends saying demonstration. How many was the percentage of youth that were there? The youth are tired. But the youth must come together. Forget about MPP and NDC. Come together and save your future and that of your children. Because these people who join MPP and NDC, they have one agenda: to create, loot, and share. Politics is another job for them, a means to an end. Save yourselves and your children.
If the wife of the public servant, the average civil servant, is not recognized, why should we recognize that of the president? Despite the stature of his office, he still remains a servant of the state. If I give you a job, I do not pay your wife. Whatever you get from your work, you use to settle your family issues. They have even extended a lot of courtesies. They already extended a lot of courtesies. I don't know what is happening. But this is a story that WhatsApp News published. That was Friday, July 2nd, 2021. And it is President who cased his wife to be put on fat state-funded salary on same wage level as cabinet ministers. Remember, cabinet ministers are the selected apostles of the president. So if the wife of the president is on that same level, that's quite... So let me read the story. And it says, the Emoluments Committee set up by President Akufo-Addo has recommended that spouses of heads of state and their vices be put on salaries. And as part of the novelty, the committee recommends that the First Lady, Rebecca Akufo-Addo, and Second Lady, Samara Baumia, be put on the same pay grade as cabinet ministers. Quote, the committee recommends that the support extended to spouses of presidents, former presidents, vice president, former president, vice president, that be regularized and included in the privileges of presidents, vice presidents, president, vice president, former vice presidents, stated the committee in their June 2020 report intercepted by WhatsApp News. I think I should read that. The committee recommended that the support extended to spouses of presidents, former presidents, vice president be regularized and included in the privileges of presidents, vice president, president, vice president, former vice presidents. Stated the committee in their June 2020 report intercepted by WhatsApp News. So the committee is saying that there's some level of support that's already extended to them. But let me continue the story. I'll come back to that. So the committee headed by Professor Ya Ntiamabedu justified their decision to hand over taxpayers' money to wives of president and his vice, saying the John Ajekum, it's okay. So the President John Ajekum Kufuor had introduced the extension of courtesies, including the payment of monthly allowances to spouses of former heads of states, president, vice president, and that the gesture remained purely humanitarian, and that first and second ladies were, quote, evidently struggling to subsist. Hence, they must be rated on equal terms as cabinet ministers. The 5-member Presidential Emoluments Committee is chaired by Professor Ya Ntiamabedu, with Honorable Abraham Oseidu, Dr. Edward Kwapong, Dr. Eric Oduas Osai, and Mrs. Stella Segbao as members. Already, the committee recommendation of hefty salary adjustments for Article 71 office holders, especially the president and the vice president, has become a talking point in the country. In respect of spouses of the president, the committee recommends that the First Lady be paid salary, quote, equivalent to a cabinet minister MP as currently pertains, end quote, while her husband is still in office. But when her spouse is out of office, she should be paid a salary equivalent to 80% of the salary of a minister of state or MP if the spouse served one full term as president, or 100% of the salary of a minister of state MP if the spouse served 2 or more full terms as president. In respect of the vice president, it is recommended that his wife should be paid salary equivalent to a cabinet minister, non-MP, as currently pertains, with her husband in office. But when the husband is out of office, she should be paid a salary equivalent to 80% of the salary of a minister of state, non-MP. If the spouse served one full term as vice president, or 100% of a minister of state, non-MP, of spouse who has served 2 terms. The committee notes that neither Article 71 nor any other provision in the Constitution bestow benefits on spouses of president and vice president, end quote. The committee acknowledged, but quickly noted, that in their alleged consultation, they found out that some former first ladies struggle to survive in foreign lands. quote, President and Vice President, end quote. The committee acknowledged, but quickly noted that in the alleged consultation, they found out that some former First Ladies struggle to survive in foreign lands. Quote, incidentally, the committee was reliably informed that the state has since early 2000s been taking care of former First and Second Ladies, providing them with quarterly allowances and extending to them other courtesies. In addition to the quarterly allowances, the Office of the Chief of Staff received several other requests in the form of Save Our Souls rating or SOS, which the state obliges, the committee wrote. Meanwhile, the committee has recommended for the salaries of Article 71 office holders to be increased. President Kufuor's pay has been recommended for an increase from the current 29,099 cedis to 47,273 using a 20 award point. Vice President Bawumia's monthly salary has also been recommended for an increase from the current 26,909 to 39,397 using an awards point of 100. So that's the story. There's little. I don't think I need to interpret what the story says.